Okay, everybody, how's it going? Or hey, you two. Hey, you two, hanging out here. So I wanted to just do our little 50 state kind of 2 minute little energy mixing meditation. And whether you're seeing it live or you're seeing it on a rerun, it's okay. Just do it then. And we'll just kind of have this rolling energy going through these states over the next week. And that's kind of the idea around this, is that we work as a group, but also that we just have this continuous kind of rolling through these two states. So today we're doing in Nevada and Utah. And it was very interesting because although, these states share a border, they appear very, very different. You've got the ruckus Nevada with its gambling and prostitution. And then you've got, little wholesome Utah with its, Mormon base and, a big church Christian background. But when I looked into the energies of these two states, it was very interesting what they have in common: money. They both came up very heavy with money, and in different ways. In Nevada, it felt like a lot of want, need, a very needy, wanty kind of relationship with money, and kind of slipping through their fingers. And that's the whole gambling thing that's coming in, but also that kind of feeding desires and stuff that happens in Nevada as well. These kind of illusions of. I remember going to Las Vegas and thinking, I've never been in a place where it is so wrapped in just money. Everything was ornate and gold, and it was just everything was over the top. It was a little much, but there's this kind of this needy, wanty element around money, and yet I can't get. It's like it's slipping through their fingers. When I went over to Utah, a huge money vibe, but it was different because over there, it reminds me a lot of the 90s in the Bay Area, where they're having a huge influx of tech companies coming into Utah. And it's called the Silicon Slopes now because there's all of these tech companies coming in. So with that money stuff, I felt a lot of kind of enviousness, jealousy, I want this much money for this job. They're getting that much money for this job. A lot of comparison, a lot of, the grass is always greener, that kind of vibe around it. However, the two also had, on the positive side, which I always like to do, kind of where they're kind of lacking in their energy, but also the positive energy, so we can draw on that. So yeah, and Wendy, I know about there's nothing wholesome about the Mormon church. I'm talking about image. I guess I'm just talking about image, where you think of like the Osmonds, and you know what I'm saying. The nice little wrapper that they tend to put things in when it's any kind of church, right? But anyway, I felt like the positives in both had to do with their relationship to nature and to animals. And being very appreciative of nature, and also having a really strong natural kind of a nature-based vibration, even in the land, particularly in Nevada. I felt like a strong, like Native American kind of older vibe that was in the land, like literally in the ground and in the land, that kind of is permeating that and almost calling them back to it, away from this, materialism. And the same thing with Utah. A lot of that, I felt there was a really strong, like, family and community vibe around the natural beauty there. So I felt like for this meditation, and for those of you who don't know what you're doing here, we're doing a kind of a prayer, an energy meditation, a healing, however you'd like to contribute for the 50 states as we move to the election. And we're just kind of moving into the energies of these states and seeing how we can kind of help lift them and kind of neutralize them and help them to make the most inspired and enlightened decision that they can as we move to as they vote in the election. Okay. So for these two states, for Nevada, whatever you think encompasses kind of that sort of Native American, natural, uh, earthly kind of, almost like a grounding, I guess. Whatever color or healing, whatever you want to put into that, we're going to spend a minute on that and then switch over to Utah. And once again, put in that kind of seeing more. I see like Nevada is more like of an earth color, like a tan color or brown color. And Utah is more of a green. But you use whatever you think of when you think of those things, but kind of focusing in again on kind of that, the nurturing kind of Mother Earth feeling for Utah. And again, kind of pulling away from the green in envy, the envious green that has kind of seemed to have kind of jumped into that state with all of the influx of money. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do Nevada and Utah and just concentrate, either putting a color around them, saying a prayer for those states, however you'd like to contribute, it's all good. So I just give you this as background, what I've picked up to kind of give you a direction if you're not quite sure. But if you're sure, you're sure. So we're going to take 2 minutes. And anybody, if you're available to, and people jump in and don't know what we're doing, just tell them we're saying a prayer for Nevada and Utah for 2 minutes, okay? So we'll go ahead and start now. Okay, and that is it. And it was interesting as I was doing that, I kept hearing Father Sky and Mother Earth. So I was hearing Father Sky for Nevada, and then I started seeing like stars in the night sky. So there must be a lot of powerful stuff in their night sky that I didn't pick up on until I was kind of there. And then Mother Earth for Utah. So interesting. So if you're doing this, if you did this today, thank you so much for taking time out, and happy Mother's Day again to everybody. And if you are doing this later on, thank you for doing it. Next week, we're going to be doing Colorado and New Mexico. And sometimes we'll do, like last time we did 3, we're doing 2 this time. We did 2, we're doing 2 next time. Sometimes I have a feeling when we get to Texas, when we get to Florida, we'll just be concentrating on just those. But we'll see how things progress. But next week, I got a little heads up from my guides that we're going to be doing Colorado and New Mexico. Okay, so everyone, take care. Have a great week, and I will see you on Friday with when I'm on with Debbie. So I'll see you then. Bye.